Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. Just want to do a quick video, man. News, just breaking news. Dallas Cowboys just re-signed Daron Bland with 4-year extension, $92 million. 4-year, $92 million extension, 50 mil guaranteed, and that rounds out to about 23 million a year. Um, and this comes right after the Micah Parsons trade. Now, I know this. We'll get that in a second. But as far as the Ron Bland goes, definitely money deserved. I knew that when money was freed up, that the Dallas Cowboys would sign him, and more than likely some other people down the pike too, because I know that Tyler Smith probably is going to be next. Yeah, get these guys signed early, and that's what I like. Get them done early. Finally, signing somebody early, right? With all this Micah Parsons fiasco that we had going on, we know the Jones family always late doing contracts. Got this one out the way. But you know what's funny? How come it seemed like other players on the team could get their contract signed? Other than I know it was a deal with Dak and CB Lamb as well, but you look at the other players and it just seemed like they just get signed, right? There's no drama behind it. There's no drama with their agents. So it just lets you know that with this whole Micah thing, a lot of it was David Mulligetta. I know everybody's mad at Jerry and this, that, and the third, but from what I've heard, um, Jerry had a initial conversation with Micah Parsons, and they were in the room, and he would talk about his future and this, that, and the third, and then things turned into contract negotiations. Now, Micah being 26 years old, he don't know how to negotiate no money. That's why he has an agent. And yes, you're supposed to go through the agent to sign contracts. The Joneses know that because that's how contracts get signed. But he had a conversation with Micah because him and Micah were close. They were eating wings and stuff last playoff season. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, it literally went from sugar to shit in 2.5 seconds. So I think a lot of it is just had to do with just Jerry just getting upset with Micah and how he was acting about the whole situation, and they had a handshake agreement, and to Jerry as a older from the older generation, handshake agreements mean a lot for older folks. Now I know they don't mean nothing to the younger generation, but to the older generation, when you shake somebody's hand and y'all say, "Hey, this is what we gonna do," and blase blase, and that means everything to them, and I guess that kind of made Jerry pissed off a little bit, and then things got hairy with the agent, and the agent didn't want to deal with the Cowboys no more, so it got to a point where then Micah Parsons did that thing in the game where he was laying on the training table and acting like a diva and this, that, and the third, and whatever people said about him. It's Micah's prerogative. Micah wanted his money. It is what it is. I know Micah said one thing here, there, and it's probably a good thing that he went to the Green Bay Packers. Now, I know that I did a video about it, and I was really upset. I was upset just like any other fan because Micah's a great player, and Micah was good for this team, and we loved him here. But the unfortunate truth is now he's with the Green Bay Packers, and they have to deal with his contract. And much love and respect and to Micah Parsons. Much success to him, other than when they play us week 4. Yes, you lose Micah Parsons, but and then a lot of analysts really got mad at, pissed me off with this whole narrative talking about Micah Parsons and disrespecting him like he wasn't a great player. We know Micah Parsons is a great defensive player because the numbers say it. Now, they were talking about, oh, he's an overrated player because he's with the Dallas Cowboys. What? But watch he go over there to Green Bay and make them even better. He's definitely going to make Green Bay better. But with the Dallas Cowboys, us getting Kenny Clark, you're getting a good player with Kenny Clark because the Cowboys didn't have issues at defensive end. And we still won't have issues at defensive end because we have Dante Fowler, we have Ezaraku, we have Sam Williams. Not saying that they equal to Micah Parsons, but we still have good edge rushers. What we were deficient at, we couldn't stop the damn run. So when you look at the numbers with the Cowboys saying we were 27th and 28th in defense, that wasn't because of pressures and because of edge work. That was because we couldn't stop the damn run. And because people were running the ball on us. That was the reason why. And that those numbers showed from the interior. You have fixed your interior. I think that with the addition of Kenneth Clark is definitely going to help with Osa. Perion Winfrey's going to be in there playing hard. I mean, we've those two guys itself is going to help this interior defensive tackle position be better than it was. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be great, but it's definitely going to be better than it was. We're definitely going to stop the run much better than we were before. Now, if the Cowboys can get another defensive tackle in here at some point, I know that we signed. I forgot his name. He's an African brother. We signed him to the to practice squad. He's definitely a good defensive player. So we'll see what happens with that. And then they also got Ernest too on the practice squad as well. So the Cowboys did make some moves. I know that they're not superstar moves or moves that a lot of fans are necessarily happy about, but it's a wait and see thing, right? We have to see what this Cowboys defense is going to do week one because nobody knows. We don't know what Eberflus's defense is going to be like other than we know that it's an attacking defense. And Kenny Clark is that. And he is going to mesh very well with Osa and the rest of the defensive line when it comes to making plays. Trayvon Diggs is back healthy, and now you got a newly signed Daron Bland. And I like what Kai Elam did, so that back end is going to be okay as well. So it's not like we're going to suck completely as a defense. I mean, I know that one person doesn't create your whole defense, but yes, losing Micah Parsons does hurt, and you will notice that loss. But I think with a healthy rotation of defensive guys, I think we'll be okay in the long run. It sucks to lose Micah, but hey, that's football. That's the business of football, and we got to live with it, and we have to move on, and we have to understand that. And I'm not going to badmouth him either because, again, he was a great defensive player, and he's going to be for Green Bay as well. And hell, they might come in here week 4 and whoop our ass. Who knows? But at the end of the day, that's what happens. Us as fans, we can't control the narrative of what goes on, but it was a lot of drama with that, and I guess the Joneses didn't want to deal with the drama, so they ended up trading him, and that's what it is. We just got to live with it. You could put blame on the Joneses. You can put blame on Micah. You can put blame on the agent. I think there's blame to go around with it. Everybody. I think Jerry got the blame. I think the agent definitely got the blame, and Micah has some blame here. But I think that for Micah, for being a young player, this is his first contract. Big contract negotiation. So I'm sure he's definitely going to learn from that, and it'll more than likely be different. I know the Green Bay Packer fans are happy as hell to have Micah, and hey, it is what it is, y'all. I refuse to denounce my fandom as a Cowboy fan just because one player is not here no more. I'm not going to do that. I think that's asinine. No disrespect to anybody, but I know that it's frustrating being a Cowboy fan. But we've been dealing with this for how long? We ain't won a Super Bowl since when? 30 years? But there's teams in this league that ain't never had a Super Bowl. So I don't understand the narrative. If you're a fan, be a fan. If you don't want to be a Cowboy fan no more, don't be a fan. I had a subscriber come on my channel say, I love you, E2. I love the other content creators, but I'm going to unsubscribe to everybody and not root for this team. Okay, that's your prerogative. But I also think that's a weird and dumb prerogative only because of the simple fact that maybe you're not a true fan, because a fan is a fan. Look at the Browns fans. Look at the Browns. They haven't done anything for how long? Almost ever. And they still got issues over there dealing with their quarterbacks and trying to get rid of that Deshaun Watson. Every team got issues, man. It's just magnified because we are America's team and everybody talks about the Cowboys 24/7 and we're the only ones that get the limelight like that. Ain't nobody talking about the Jaguars. Ain't nobody talking about Carolina Panthers. I mean, even the Super Bowl, even like a team like the Chiefs that win the Super Bowl recently a lot don't even get talked about like the Cowboys. So that should tell you something. So if you're a fan of the Cowboys, you better get some tough damn skin because it is what it is. You either be a fan or you don't. You stay on the bandwagon or you jump off of the bandwagon. It is what it is. So at the end of the day, that's just where we're at. Now, like, yes, I'm frustrated, and it is frustrating being a Cowboy fan dealing with ownership that can't be fired because they're also the GM, and we're the only team in the league like that. But hey, it is what it is, and you can't do nothing about it. You just got to roll with the punches. And as a content creator, a lot of times we have to try to. It's hard because we're fans too, and it's hard to try to do content and then try to keep emotion out of it. And I have to keep telling myself, all right, E2, when you're doing this content, you gotta keep your personal emotions out of it. So at the end of the day, like I said, I'm gonna ride with the Cowboys, whether we win, lose, or draw. But I'm optimistic about what we could do with this defense because I do see the talent. I see we got some dogs on this defense, y'all. So don't hang your head low. Don't break your TVs. Don't be out here kicking the dog in the ass. Don't take it out on your kids. Don't take it out on your significant other. It is what it is. So with that being said, man, like, share, subscribe to the damn channel. It's your boy E2 Blue. Have a great day.